Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their new books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about the new Star Wars TV shows and movies that are currently in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm, as well as Jon, George, and Dave. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new universe and how Disney and Lucasfilm are treating the franchise at this point in time is exactly what they are currently doing behind the scenes to really combine both Star Wars Legends and the already existing Star Wars canon material that's really going to give fans something very exciting to look forward to, something very much engaging to really, keep, in touch with and to really just stay very frequent with the Star Wars universe. They're trying to really gain momentum on a positive scale for the Star Wars franchise, so to speak. Now, with that being said and all, what's even all the more exciting about the future of this franchise has a lot to do with what Favreau has been able to talk about for the past couple of months now, and what he recently had to say about the Skywalkers in particular is something groundbreaking, something truly remarkable that he was able to tease and hint at for the future of the Star Wars franchise and more. Now, with that being said, we already know that Favreau is a very busy man. He's working on Mando Season 3, 4, Ahsoka, all at the same exact time, along with Dave Filoni working on other projects as well. However, on top of all of this, what's even all the more exciting about this initial plan that's now moving along very smoothly is what Favreau had to say. Now, with many new Star Wars twists and turns being created by both Favreau and Filoni, Favreau was able to recently talk about something that he believes is going to break and rattle the internet, that everyone will go crazy over, certain twists and turns related to a beloved character. Now, Favreau went on to reveal something very much substantial to the fans by stating the following to everyone. He goes on to say, "So what we have settled on right now is how the Mandalorian series is going to also pay tribute to the Skywalkers and how we can ground them into the story on a strong level. What myself and Filoni felt was the right thing to do was to extend the Skywalker family tree and its storytelling, and how we fully believe that once we get to tell this in future Mandalorian seasons, it will truly rattle the internet and make them go crazy. I can hint a couple of things here that if you, of course, love Legends and the Skywalkers at heart and the family tree, you are going to feel like a kid again watching these new seasons of The Mandalorian that we have planned for, of course, Mando 3 and 4, and maybe even beyond, and just the Mandoverse in general, as the fans like to call it. This twist and turn that we are slowly developing has a ton to do with the extension of the Skywalker family tree and how it will be based on something heavy to do with Legends. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. Now, one would say that maybe this has to do with a young version of Ben Solo, but I think it connects to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago of how things are brewing behind the scenes to really bring in Luke Skywalker's son into the current canon. It is something that is happening as we speak. Books first, shows second. That's the overall plan. Now, the son of Luke is not going to be called Ben Skywalker like in Legends, but they will be giving him a different name, and it is happening by Favreau and Filoni. Now, if I had to choose what he's really alluding to right here, of what he recently said, I don't think it has anything to do with Ben Solo, even though, by the way, that is in the cards and is happening also. I don't think it's related to that. I think it is, however, related to the true Skywalker family tree by name. And I think that at the end of the day, when you look at Favreau and Filoni, it's all about bringing back Legends. The reason why I believe it has a lot to do with Luke's son is because, number one, it has been in the early development phase for a total of 5 months now. But also, Favreau specifically says here that it has to do with the extension of the Skywalker family tree, and that Legends fans are going to go crazy over all of this. I think he just kind of gave us a dead giveaway right there, that it is indeed the son of Skywalker right there. Now, given that We have Bob Iger taking over as Disney CEO. I know a lot of fans have been reaching out to me saying, does this spell doom for the future of the Star Wars universe? Is this bad news? Are they going to undo everything that Favreau and Filoni have been setting up? Thankfully, Bob Iger is not going to touch any of that. He's not going to sabotage that. What Chapek did is grandfathered in to the Disney company, alright? Basically, the promotions that Jon and Dave got, their visions of the Star Wars universe will remain, just everything. All their plans, all of their privileges over at Lucasfilm will remain. That's the upside of Bob Iger coming back. The downside is what he's going to do with other aspects of Lucasfilm. Who knows, what he is going to do with future Lucasfilm projects, not even associated with Star Wars I'm talking about, and not even associated with the Star Wars franchise in general. It could also have something to do with Marvel as well. Now, on top of this too, alright, now that, of course, he goes on to say, as far as I can really say right now, and I will be happy to talk more about this in the near future. Now, in addition, separate from what Favreau said, he is most likely alluding to the introduction, like I say, of Luke's son becoming canon in the new universe in a series of books and even a planned future live-action show connected to the Mandalorian itself. This has been in development for a while now and is unfolding behind the scenes at Lucasfilm as we speak. George Lucas, surprisingly, is also in on this plan and is helping out in a very involved way to make this happen correctly and to fit with the already established lore as well. So keep that in mind, that they are also working hand in hand with George Lucas to make all of this possible. And when you look at Legends, guys, if you are very uninformed and unaware about the Legends universe, I suggest that you guys read all the books that involve Ben Skywalker. It'll give you a better idea of what Favreau and Filoni are going to cherry pick from in the future, and how similar or accurate they're able to get things right. That's the one thing that you realize with a lot of things by Favreau and Filoni. If you have read every single Legends book, toe to toe, you will see so many different references that many fans may not see in The Mandalorian, in the Ahsoka series, in the Book of Boba Fett, and a whole lot more. You just see tons of things, and it's quite an experience when you know all the books through and through. So overall, I think that there's a lot of great things on the horizon, and one other thing that I do want to put out there real quick is that Kathleen Kennedy is not really enjoying this overall direction by Jon and Dave. She's been trying to fight for this to end for a very long time, and it's really not all that big of a surprise, really. I mean, let's be honest, She, at the end of the day, does not care about the fans. It's not about the fandom itself. It's all about just financial gain and power and promoting an agenda on her end. Meanwhile, with Favreau and Filoni, it's just coming out of their hearts, right? They're passionate people. They love the fans. They love the lore. They love the mythology. And they just love what they do as a job, and I respect them. They really love what they do. So, anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.